What's up, everybody? It's Andrew here with 765 Disc Review, and today we have the Millennium Discs Scorpius. So this specific Scorpius here is 169 grams as far as weight goes, and the plastic is going to be the Millennium Disc standard plastic, which is kind of like their mid-grade, their plastic, not exactly their super high-level premium plastic, but not baseline either. So before we get started, shout out to Big C Disc Golf here for sending me this. This is a disc that's been on kind of my disc wish list for a while, and I was really excited to try it, and it has absolutely exceeded my expectations in every way, which is why I'm putting out a review a lot more quickly than usual. So usually my process is I'll put, a bunch of new discs in this like kind of tester bag that I have, and I'll test them out, see how I like them there, and usually they'll be in there for anywhere from like 1 to 3 months there, until I feel like I've got a good feel for how the disc flies, and I feel like I can talk about it, and really the reviews come when I have that decision of, hey, I'm going to bag this, hey, I'm not going to bag it, and that's when the reviews will come out for it. So this one here has moved pretty quickly for me because I've absolutely fallen in love with it there. I think it's added about 30 feet to my drives altogether, which I'll talk about here in a bit. But otherwise, really excited to talk to you about this disc here today. So we'll go through the feel starting off. So the standard plastic feels really amazing. So the rim is relatively stiff, but still somewhat grippy. But where it really excels is going to be the flight plate. So the flight plate, you would find is really soft and grippy, I think, compared to a lot of other discs that I've thrown and a lot of other plastics that I have kind of played with throughout the years. So one thing I really love about it is even in kind of the heat and humidity, that flight plate is soft enough that I can really dig my thumb in there to match up with my fingers underneath it and really get a good grip kind of regardless of whether it's really humid or the disc is a little wet, etc. So that's one of the big pluses as far as the feels goes. It's also relatively flat, which is a big bonus for me as a forehand player. Definitely feels better there for me as far as the flatter side of discs. So feel is pretty amazing. As far as the good, like I said earlier, this disc here so far has seemingly added about 30 feet to my drive. So we have a pretty open disc golf course over here in Lafayette, where you can really kind of lay out some long drives there. And normally I'll throw my Latitude 64 Grace as kind of my workhorse distance driver spot. And with that, I'm usually hitting somewhere between 330 and 350 is a pretty decent drive for me. However, with the Scorpius so far, I feel like I've been able to hit 350 to 380 pretty consistently. So that's definitely a huge plus there. I'm seeing a little bit of turn there. It's still got that 3 fade. However, the -1 turn seems maybe a little understated for what I'm experiencing there. I kind of feel like I'm seeing like maybe a -1.5, maybe even a -2. But that could also be just that it's a little bit lighter of a weight, and that's why I'm seeing that turn there. But nonetheless, it's a great disc overall there. It's relatively true to the numbers there. Like I said, the turn's the only thing that I might slightly change as far as everything that you see would go. However, it's a pretty great disc overall. Like I said, it's hard to complain when it's adding about 30 feet to your max distance there. And it's a lot more reliable than my disc in that current kind of max distance slot. So for my max distance slot, I've got a Fission Wave, but it's just way too touchy. And so it's just one of those discs right now that's just kind of collecting dust in my bag. So I think where this is going to fit is going to be a max distance driver for me. Like I said, it's a little bit less finicky. Now it's lighter weight, so it doesn't mean that it's not entirely, I can just make all kinds of mistakes and it'll fly fine there. So with the lighter weight, it's definitely something that I'm noticing here is that I still have to hit it right, but it is a lot more forgiving for me than that Fission Wave is. So definitely looking forward to that. Another thing that I've noticed here, as far as maybe drawbacks or anything goes there, is that the disc doesn't quite handle the wind as well as maybe you would like for a driver with these flight numbers. And part of that I think is the lighter weight, and I'd kind of even debated saying it there because I've loved this disc so much that I've put it through some throws that I probably wouldn't normally do. So number one, like a small headwind there, I will still, you know, throw this thing 90-95%, you know, and just kind of see what we can get out of it there. And when it came to those throws, I did notice it was a lot more susceptible to the wind than maybe my Grace was there. However, like I said, normally when I go into those headwind throws, I'm going to lean more on the Latitude 64 Rive and not kind of go with my workhorse fairway driver. So I definitely think that this is going to be one that's going to go into the bag, and that's one of the reasons why I am doing this review so quickly, is because I've decided relatively quickly here that I do want to bag this one and use it for my tournaments coming up. So it's a great disc there. You know, if you can ever stumble onto lighter weight discs there, I highly recommend it, because it's one of those things, like, we all like to think, you know, like, you know, got to get those max weight discs in, and they have their place there, but every time I stumble on a lighter weight driver, it seems that I end up bagging it. I've got like a 168 gram or 7 gram Sidewinder in my bag that, you know, I stumbled upon there, and it's done great things and kind of unexpected things for me. So definitely recommend the lighter weight discs if you can. I'm very excited to try out that Helio Scorpius that Big Z sent me. It's kind of like their like Halo Star plastic there. I think that might be the touch of added stability that I'm really looking for. So this is definitely a great disc nonetheless there, and will definitely be in the bag for many moons to come. So nonetheless there, intermediate players and above there, I definitely think you're going to want to try this out here if you haven't yet, especially in, you know, the lower 170s or upper 160s there. I think you'll find that these discs are going to go really far for you. So nonetheless there, thanks again, Big Z Disc Golf there. This has been a great disc for me here, one of my favorites there that I've tried out in recent memory. So thanks everybody, hope you enjoyed it there. Feel free to check out a few of those videos here that I'm going to post of me throwing it as well.